Hi, I'm Pat Baer, and this is Pat Baer's Anime Club. If you're new here, I like to talk about anime. And I decided I was going to make a video series where every other Monday I would talk about a topic, or subgenre, or a deep dive, or maybe talk about the upcoming anime season or the previous anime season and give recommendations. And here we go. Well over 100 episodes later, I'm still doing it. And we are in a new anime season. The summer season has just begun. It's too early for me to recommend things, but I can tell you about the shows that I'm excited about, particularly the shows that are in a particular subgenre that I watch a lot of. Because this episode is about all 8 summer 2024 isekai. And you might be thinking, that's a lot of isekai, Pat. And it is, but also it's not. Because previous months or seasons have had 14, 11, 10. We are in a dip in isekai. Is this like a big statement about isekai? No, because ReZero is coming out soon, and that's always reignites a bunch of passion for isekai because it's one of the better isekai. We've got good isekai that are out this year. We've got cheaply made isekai that have been out this year. I don't think it's going anywhere. If anything, I think the kicked subgenre or the banished subgenre is going to become more popular, and the ones that are both are going to do very well. So we're just in a lull here for the summer with only 8 summer 2024 isekai. Let's talk about them. And I will tell you if I am interested in watching it. Maybe I've watched the first episode or I've been watching a previous season of it. I will let you know the shows that I'm like, I might check it out. And I'll let you know the shows that I am not interested in watching or can't easily watch. We're going to put an addendum on the no because there is one that I don't think is going to get an English adaptation in subtitle or dub, and so I probably won't be able to see it. But let's get into it right now with a journey through another world, raising kids while adventuring. Yeah, I mean, obviously this isn't a yes because we're starting with the yeses, but this is a big yes for me. I love this manga. I can't wait for the anime adaptation. I believe the first episode is out at the time of this recording, but I haven't gotten to it yet because there's always a bunch of stuff at the beginning, and I try to, go at my own pace sometimes. There are shows, I'll say this, there are shows that, like, I know that people are going to be talking about Oshinoko as it airs, and if I want to avoid spoilers or discussions or whatever, I have to be on top of it. But a show like this, I got a couple friends I know are going to be into it, but I think I'll be okay on, Twitter with not knowing what happened in that episode. But this is a very cute series. Guy gets sent to another world, immediately meets 2 twins who are very powerful, and he becomes their big brother figure. And there's action, but it's action that's like a little more slice of lifey, and there's some drama in it, but it's not like, this isn't the isekai about a guy or the banished story about a guy that looks after twins in a world where twins are a sign of evil. That is a different one. That is a very different isekai than this one, which is like, there's something up with these twins, but like, it's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. This one, again, from the manga, really enjoyable. Very much looking forward to it. It was one of the shows I was looking forward to this year in general, even outside of isekai. All right, let's talk about the next one here. Could not get a really great photo for this one, but you can kind of get a vibe here of what we're going to get with the show. This is Dahlia and Bloom crafting a fresh start with magic tools. Another manga that I've loved. This is this is not an adventuring series. This is a slow life, chill, slice of life look at a girl who is just trying to do her best as a crafter. This is chill in some ways and very much a drama in others. It is a slow burn. This is not for everybody. I know a lot of people are like, she's complained so much and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yes, her life is tough. Just being in a fantasy world doesn't suddenly make things better. This is a crafter. This is somebody that wants to make things and make her life better. And it's a lovely manga. I've watched the first episode. I was like, yeah, okay, this might be on the cheaper side, production wise. As long as the voice acting is good, we'll be okay. The voice acting was good. This is going to appeal to some people that might not think that isekai is for them because they're thinking of the like male protagonist, overpowered main character, harem runner. He's got slaves for some reason, but he's nice trope. This isn't that. I think people could really get into this one and should give it a try. So yeah, I'm watching it. Quality Assurance in Another World was a show that I read like the first chapter of this manga and just I slipped through the cracks. I don't know. I just never got into it. And I was very unsure because even though it says Another World, the main character who we're seeing isn't from another world, but the other character is. And this is like very cool. There's going to be action. There's going to be adventure in this one, but this is like a little bit more of exploring a strange world. Like the quality assurance is a big part of it. The like making sure things are cool and understood. And there's a lot like there's going to be probably, my guess is there's some like sadness that'll be in there, and there is some drama and there's some like underlying creepiness, but also it feels kind of breezy in parts as well. And I'm very excited about it. The art looks fantastic. It looks like a very cool story. So I'm into it. Now I also love the idea of one of the main characters is from another world, but not exactly the main one. Because then you're seeing the weirdness of that through the eyes of someone who is from the world that we're watching. I like that. I think that is a fun twist. There's no twist to this. Suicide Squad Isekai is an isekai and is an anime. At the time of this recording, 4 episodes are out. I'm watching it. I'm caught up on it. Is it my favorite animation? No. Is it my favorite story? No. Is it an isekai with the Suicide Squad? Yes. King Shark's in an anime, and that's not good enough for me, but it's like pretty all right. And I think the casting is smart, and it's like, yeah, you know what? So there are manga where they take characters from other stories and like, or usually like side characters and go like, okay, well, what if this guy from Baki got sent to another world? What would happen there? And it's like kind of light, and that's what this is. It's kind of just like, I don't know, what if these psychopaths got sent to another world, but you kind of want them to make it and survive because the bombs implanted in them will go off if they don't escape, and it adds stakes that a lot of isekai don't have. You knew by the title if you were going to watch this or not. I don't have to tell you that of course I was going to watch it, but you knew if you were going to or not. This was not a one where you're like, well, Pat, you've convinced me. Like, this comes down to like, do you have Hulu or not? If you do, you probably should watch it. Hey, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime is in the second half or the second core of season 3. They didn't break it up. It's one core together, and you should watch it. So, yeah, I literally watched, right before recording this, I watched this week's episode. We are in the diaries section, and big slime heads like me know that there's 2 kinds of That Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime like stories, arcs. There's the almost edgelord, but not edgelord yet, like dark fighting and intrigue and who's on whose side and what cool abilities these people have and how's Rimmer going to get out of this scenario. And then there's the like almost slice of life, like fun, like, yeah, I got knowledge from my other world and cool abilities and a lot of great friends, and we're going to like make some stuff and do some things, and it's going to be like, I don't know, let's check in with this minor character and let's introduce this other character. And hey, you know that character from the first season that like is around but like didn't feel like we did anything with her? Well, like, let's make her important now and see what happens and have everybody have fun until they don't have fun. We're in the diaries portion because there's a side story called Slime Diaries that is all of that good stuff. We're in that section right now. The first half of the season was more of the action. There was a lot of fighting and the intrigue, and you got to see Diablo be fucking cool as hell. The demon Diablo just making people scared shitless. This is not a spoiler to say there is a fight where a woman looks at him and then runs away, and it's very funny because her companion is just like, back me, where did you go? Where are you? And she's just running. There's a lot of like fucking around and finding out in the first half. And in the second half, which we're in right now, is like, we want to do this thing. We want to have a festival. We're going to invite these people and those people and all this. And it's like pretty fucking chill. So if you thought that like, well, when a bunch of characters died in season 2, I got less psyched about it. Even this photo here, or this image, is like from the first half of the season. And if you're like, oh, hell yeah, then the first half is great. And if you're like, I don't know, what about the little demon lord that like wants to build a labyrinth? Like, what about her? Remarus is here doing cool shit. It's fun. Today, or last episode, not this week's episode, last week's episode, introduced a new character that has a giant hammer. And I was like, hell yeah. It's a good time. You should check it out. If you aren't caught up, I mean, like, get there. It's just an enjoyable show. It is one of the best isekai. And coming from me, a expert in isekai some fucking how, that's high praise. It might not be my favorite isekai of the year because Moonlit Fantasy was real good, but this is right up there. Now let's get into the maybe. I don't know if I'm going to watch this or not. I haven't watched the first episode. Hasn't come out yet, I should say. But I don't know if I'm going to watch it. I don't know. I might get to it. It might be something I get caught up on. Or as I start dropping some shows that I'm not super into, I might pick this one up. No Longer Allowed in Another World. Our main guy, right there, the dude in here, he got sent to a different world. And sometimes that's people who are just like, great, my life wasn't good, or a trope you've seen a lot so that you don't feel bad that they are in a unique, strange world is like, I was bedridden, or I was sickly, or I had cancer, or I was a overworked person at a black company and I died, and now I have all this freedom and life is going to be better because of it, right? Or I don't have any memories. I know it came from another world, but I don't remember exactly what happened in there. That kind of thing. No, our main character knows what's up. He does not want to be there. And that is a big part of this, is that he was supposed to die in a murder-suicide, and it didn't happen. And so all he wants is for that to happen, and he does not want to be here surrounded by like fun fantasy characters who grow to depend on him, and like eventually, begrudgingly, I don't even think we're going to get there in the anime, begrudgingly he starts to like understand his place in the world. And it's not like he's like trying to die all the time. Like, it's not that kind of a story. It's not a dark comedy in that way, but it is heavy. And I didn't particularly love the manga, so I don't know if I'm going to watch the anime. But it is a premise I can at least appreciate. Unlike the first of our no's, I know that I will not be watching Failure Frame. I became the strongest and annihilated everything with low-level spells. I do not want to watch this edgelord bullshit. Yes, it sucks, dude, that you got fucking like disposed of, that you were summoned against your will, and because you rolled low on the abilities and people don't think your abilities mean anything, you got deposited somewhere to just die. And you are going to fucking kill some people, and you're going to show them that they fucked up. And I'm not going to watch this because I already watched Are Fuerta, and there's a third season of that coming out next, like in the fall. And I'm probably going to watch that again because we're at the point where he's a little less of an edgelord. I just don't have it in me for edgelord main characters. I have tried with this manga, and I have I have bounced right off of it all the time. At a certain point, I was told, like, well, there's a cool cat lady that's like real buff and not like in a skimpy outfit that joins the party. And I was like, that does sound pretty okay. But no, I don't think that this is a good story. And I am not here for edgelord isekai. They'll never adapt that one. Oh, God, I can't remember the name of it. There's one where it is literally this dude is like, I am going to get revenge. And that is his motivating factor for the entire manga. And it's like 100 chapter story. And I don't think that's ever going to get adapted because it's the manga's been done for a long time. And anime is advertisements for manga. But yeah, that edgelord shit, like Ari Ferta, I always say Ari Ferta. I don't even know how to pronounce it right. That one is the closest I get to edgelord stuff because it's almost a joke how edgelordy he is. This one is just like, nah, this is about motherfucking revenge. I'm good. The other one that I don't think I'm going to be watching is because I don't know how I would. That is called Head Start at Birth. This is a short. It's just 5 minutes. Again, this is the show that I didn't know existed. It wasn't part of my preview coverage because it wasn't listed anywhere. Nobody's picked this up. I don't expect this to be a show that anyone is fan subbing. Maybe that it should have been in the maybe category because someone's going to do it. I don't think so. This seemed very cute and fun. And again, it's 5 minutes long. I wish someone had picked it up. There is a chance. So usually when a first episode of a show comes out, that isn't, and no one has picked it up, and it's not on Netflix or Crunchyroll or High Dive or Hulu. That Hulu / Disney Plus / HBO Max. That is usually an indication that no one is picking that up, and it won't come out. Occasionally, Crunchyroll does make like a late thing with a show, and you get like a burst of like 3 episodes, and then now it's going to be weekly because they like pick it up late because there was negotiations in the last. Whatever. That generally doesn't happen with shorts. Shorts just are going to come out or they don't. And since the Sony purchase of Crunchyroll and the merger of Crunchyroll and Funimation, the direct competition is down. I should have included Netflix. I don't know if I said Netflix when I said anime. Listed all the anime places, but Netflix too. But nobody really picks up shorts anymore because that kind of competition is dead. And High Dive doesn't pick up shorts. And usually when you get a short, it's because it was part of a package deal with a longer program. So I don't expect Head Start at Birth to end up anywhere. Maybe there's a diehard fan subber out there, and I'll get word that there's a fan sub of it out there. But yeah, I'm just not expecting this to be easily watchable. It does seem cute. So that's why it's in the no category. And that's it. That is all 8 Summer 2024 Isekai. I was just looking to see how long we've got. Great. This is a good length video. I hope you enjoyed it at this far into the video. Let me know in the comments below what you're watching. Are you still watching That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime? Are you going to go back to it because of what I said? You watching Suicide Isekai? Suicide Squad Isekai. The squad is an important thing because the Suicide Isekai is no longer allowed in another world. Haha. Are any of these speaking to you? Any of these you want to check out? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have any ideas for future episodes of Pat Baer's Anime Club, let me know. I love hearing from you. Comments are great. Hitting the like button helps me out. Sharing with a friend would be huge because that way you can trick the algorithm into thinking that people that don't follow the channel are interested in my videos, and also follow the channel if you haven't already. Subscribe. Hit the notification button. That would be great for me. Anything else that I need to say? My next video for Pat Baer's Anime Club will be recommending some shows because from 2 weeks from now, I will have ideas of some things that I think are pretty great that I think you should be checking out. And it won't just be Oshinoko Season 2. There'll be other things I can recommend as well, in addition to Oshinoko Season 2. Thanks so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoy the rest of your internet day, evening, or morning, or afternoon, or whatever. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.